Your referrals are basically is gold mine. So think about this. Everyone look at your cell phones. Everyone pick up your cell phone. Open up your contacts. Kenny, would you do yours? Yeah. Open up your contacts. Scroll all the way down. Okay. Who can beat 50,116 contacts? 50,116. All right. So, anyone who's got over 1,000 contacts, raise their hands. Thank you. Anyone who's got over 2,000 contacts, keep your hands open, raised. I'm pulling mine up. 3,000. 4,000? Okay, 5,000. 49. Okay, 10,000. Tracy Gagnon and right here, Ken Olson. I almost have not 10,000, I have 9,060 contacts. And I can tell you 2 years ago, that was about 6,000. And because of Mr. Ken Olson, I've raised it by 3,000, and these are people I've met. Do you understand? This is not me downloading a list and just importing it. This is 3,000 more people that I've added. How? Every event that I go to, there's a list of speakers, right? You met them, right? You say hello to them. I text this agenda to my executive assistant, and she puts it in. I said, make sure you put in the date I was there. If I took pictures of them, I text all my pictures to my executive assistant. She uploads it into the contact, and it shows up. And she tells me on July 27th, you met, you know, Marcana at the barn in Southborough. Kenny, go.
So there's 3 words I use all the time when building out the contact list: deliberate, intentional, and strategic. And I read a book back when I was in my early 20s. I'm now 57. It was Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive by Harvey McKay. And in the book, he talked about the most important thing that you have is your contact list. So there's some younger people in the room. You look like a youngster. You're 18, 19. So do you know what a Rolodex is? Have you ever heard of a Rolodex?
That's my son Rinton right there.
Yes, I know.
Wait.
We've met. So my point is, Rolodex is what most of us were using. It's antiquated. It's a way to track your contacts. It's this rolling file that sits on top of your desk, and you scroll through it and try to find your contacts. The iPhone has weaponized the ability to have contacts. So I don't collect business cards, other than I'll take the business card, it goes right into my phone, and I date when I met the person because I think timelines are important. Any pertinent information that I gather on the person, I'm not stalking them. I'm building rapport. So, hey, if I have their birthday, I put it into the contact, and I don't put it haphazardly into the contact. I put it very deliberately into the portion of the phone where it says birthday. If somebody has an interesting enunciation of their name, then I will go to the enunciation key. The iPhone gives you that capability where you put the contact in, and then phonetically you can actually put how that person enunciates their name. So when you refer to them, yes.
So how do you have mine in there?
Well,
You know, but I don't say.
yeah, you say Bodek. Yeah, and she's Farah, not Farah. And so these things go into my phone because intentional, deliberate, strategic. Okay, really important. A lot of times people think I'm texting, and I am with business, but I was taking notes. When these speakers were speaking, I've had notes going into my phone about what they said, and then I take that note and I'll put it into my contact for that person. So then I can index back to it. Because a lot of times you can sit here and take notes till the cows come home, and a year from now you're never going to find that note. But if you can be strategic, deliberate, and intentional, and know where it lives. My mother always said to me my whole life, everything has a home. And contacts have a home. And when you put them into their proper place, you can build out a very meaningful contact list. So, and I'll use some examples. So I just met Nathan Applegate. Nathan and I talked for the first time yesterday. And this wasn't me setting up this presentation.
He does this all
I do
the time.
this ad nauseum. And if you do things ad nauseum, I'm off when I don't do it. So if I do an open house and I have 20 agents come through, those agents go into my phone. The address goes into the notes where I met them. That way I just type in the address and all those agents come, flooding through. So I'll have agents call me randomly on a property, and when I answer the phone and I say, "Hey Shirley, how are you?" Like, "How did you have me in your phone?" And I might have had her in my phone from 5 years ago. But what I'll say is I have all important information in my phone. I keep all important. So you can be funny complimentary at the same time. So I have my buddy.
Now we move on to New You Life.
So anyways, let me I thought I'd get rid of it. Hang on a second. Can I call you later? How's that? Here we go. This is my family. We just had a family wedding. So Nathan I met yesterday. So this is my notes. You see that his mobile number goes into the mobile section, his email address into the email section. I sent him something last night, which he already watched, which I'm impressed, by the way. I sent him the 35-minute Brent Gove, and he paid attention. I just found out about Nathan. When he was 23, he bought his first single-family home. And then I found out that he bought another 6 properties. So he has a condo and then 5 multis. He's 30 years old. Very unassuming. Who would know that? Congratulations, by the way. So
Do you need to sell any of them?
Jerry, there you go.
I'm gonna be glad about this appointment.
So Jeremy Okumba made the introduction. Jeremy had joined our team a short while ago. I invited Nathan to Tom Truong's tomorrow. We're having a training. And he works for the Transit Authority. I did not know about the homes. I will populate that into my notes for him. And I found out he's 30 years old. I always copy and paste. So this was what was sent to me. So I copied and I pasted it and put it into the notes with the introduction that was made. So I just have, I was able to, it was a text introduction, and that text introduction led to this. He came today. So again, being deliberate, I can't stress it enough. And when I have a listing, so I just put something on the market. I put 100 Fiskdale on the market. And so I created a profile on 100 Fiskdale. And these are the agents that have called me on 100 Fiskdale.
Wow.
And everyone goes into my phone. Who can look at their phone right now and look at the text messaging and all you see is digits?
Right.
Did anyone do that? You just see digits. You're like, who the hell is that? Everyone that I reach, you would be hard pressed to go through my phone. I'll look at my text messaging. So this is that's phone calls. This is my text messaging. You will be very hard pressed to find a phone number because I took the time to create a contact in my phone. And you might say, who the hell has time for that? Don't make time for it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I find that it has just helped me build my contacts over time. And again, I always wish people a happy birthday. That's one of my things. If I know your birthday, I'll send you a birthday greeting. But these are all the different correspondences. And who's gotten, you're on these text threads with 6 or 7 people and you see all these digits. I'm the guy that says, hey, who's 378-625-432? And then I create a profile in my phone on that person. So there's so much to talk about with this contact. This information, I only got 15 minutes. But I love the topic because if you take the time, I would treat every contact that you meet like in my head, I'm thinking I might talk to this person 500 more times in my life. But I think a lot of people look like, I don't need that person's number, I'm never going to talk to them again. And in my head, I don't do that. I treat it like I'm going to be communicating with that person again. So I'll pull up that example because I think book, Farah. So this is my Farah.
Farah, wait!
This is my Farah DePietro.
Farah.
So you can see, I can put far, okay? Like, who would pronounce that Farah, other than the person whose name it is? Like, we all grew up with, many of us, you know, not Junior, but Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett was this, you know, this pinup icon, and I always knew it as Farrah. I never heard it enunciated like that. So, but my contact, again, deliberate, her mobile number, her email address, her address. Do I have Farrah's birthday? Wait a second, if I don't have your birthday, I gotta get that, I'll add that
I
in
don't
today.
share it publicly.
Oh, okay, that's fine, that's fine. But I'm always looking for ways to add to it. So when these speakers were speaking today, the gentleman Doug, I don't know if he's here,
Doug Hansen.
he
Yep.
said some powerhouse stuff. And I haven't created a profile in my phone for him yet, but I will create a profile in my phone. And so what the other thing that I do, I just go to I text to myself all the time. Does anyone text to themselves?
Yes.
All the time.
So I text to myself 100 times a day, you know, minimum 100 times a day. So if I go to my text for me, these were, like I was listening when they were talking about licensed loan originator, National Depository, like I'll dump that into Dave Gagnon's contact. Like I'll copy and paste it, I'll dump it in there and it's done forever. I don't have to go look for it, I know how to find it. And so when Scott Bascom, you said don't get discouraged, make sure people know you. So I wanted this to go to Robbie, don't get focused on the money, focus on social interaction and connection. Right? That's really authentic, that's really genuine, that's good stuff. Mrs. Cambridge, I didn't